What's up, Tweener heads? Welcome back to another Tweener head tennis video today here on our channel. If you are new to the channel, hey, how's it going? My name's Phil, and this is where we get to talk about tennis in a more casual way for you guys to understand what's going on and off the court. And today we have a very serious topic. Today we have a very serious off the court situation. And I was really debating whether or not to make this video, but I feel like since it's the second one that has happened this year, I feel like I have to talk about it, and it's the Alexander Zverev situation. This is a very uncomfortable situation that I'm going to be talking about with his ex-girlfriend that's having his child, Nicolas Basilashvili, who was in his own incident last couple months ago. So I just wanted to take some time and talk to you guys about this situation and how the ATP is missing something again. I feel like this is a topic that I've been repeating for the last couple months, ever since I started this channel. Once I started understanding and hearing from pros what can be done to improve the sport, what can be done to help the mental state and off-court activities for the players. But with what Zverev has been saying recently, it seems like there's something missing there that he shouldn't Zverev is missing the point. Zverev is missing the point where he's saying that, oh, I'm having struggles, I'm having a really hard time off court. It's not because of I really don't know how to do this. I really don't know how to talk about this, because this is a situation that no one wants to talk about, and it's a very uncomfortable situation at that. The fact that Zverev has yet to be investigated, the fact that Zverev has yet to be tested, or he hasn't come out with any proof that he is the victim in this case, his ex-girlfriend. I think I'm just going to break down the apology that Zverev did. It's half-assed. I really don't think he grasped the concept of what it's like to be accused of domestic violence. And now this is a very serious topic, and if you feel uncomfortable, I don't mind. Please shut this off. If you want to continue learning about this situation, please continue watching. The fact that he said, this is Zverev's apology that he posted on Instagram. The last days were quite challenging for me. I will be a father at age 23. His recent girlfriend is now pregnant, and I'm very much looking forward to the child. Even though Brenda and I are no longer together, we will have a good relationship, and I will live up to the responsibilities as a father. Together, we will take care of the little person that is about to grow, but I don't want to say more in public about this private subject. I am sure that Brenda and I can manage without the media being involved. I really doubt that. You're top 10 in the world. Then there are unfounded accusations my ex-girlfriend Olga Sharapova, which I read in the media today. They make me very sad. We have known each other since we were children, shared many experiences. I very much regret that she makes such statements. We had a relationship, but it ended a long time ago. Why Olga is making these accusations now, I just don't know. Really hope that the two of us will find a way to deal with each other again in a reasonable, respectful way. First of all, I don't think you declined out loud that these statements were untrue. 2, I don't think you really get the idea that this is very serious and that this is a very serious subject. 3, this is the second video I've made about you where you've done something wrong, and it seems like you can't grasp it in your head that this is, like, real life situations really need to be taken seriously. You playing while sick during the coronavirus pandemic, I made a video about that. Even Team 8 has yet to come out with a statement about Zverev. What about his sponsors? What about everything else? Because if you look at every other sport, there is a code of conduct that players have to follow. And you have to look at it. I'm not even going to go to the Ray Rice situation, because that was just blatant, and that man was barred from the NFL for the right reason, because you should never, ever, 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 ever treat a woman like that. And the fact that a woman is accusing you, and yet you have yet to come forward with it. What do your parents think about this? What does your brother think about this? Who's married and has a kid? Look, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but the fact that he's not owning up to this is really pissing me off. And the fact that I have to sit here and make a video about this, and look, I'm going to call out people that say that this is gossip. No, this is not gossip. This is like a real situation. And you have to take ownership for this, and you have to figure this out with her. Do not, and I mean do not, run away from this situation. You cannot run away from this situation. Why would you? Why would you not try to figure out this situation? You're going to be a dad. You're going to be a dad, and you need to figure out your mistakes, because if this ends up to be true, what is the ATP going to do? And that's kind of the second part of this video. Now that I'm off my rant, the ATP needs to figure out what they need to launch an investigation? Do they need to do more? Do they need to figure out, okay, what's the next step? Because the ATP has been silent for a guy that just made a Grand Slam final and a Masters 1000 final as well. Look, I understand that tennis is a small world and that you have to make sure that people are doing everything they can to do well, but no. Because this is outside of the ATP. This is a person that's representing the company. And yes, tennis players are individual contractors. But you have to take ownership for your players and their actions. What are you doing to look into this? What are you doing, the ATP? What are you doing to set an example? To set an example for people that you can't overlook this at all. It really does piss me off that something like this is being overlooked by the ATP. I'm gonna read you the player code of conduct or the rules that the ATP has set out. And I'm going to leave a link to that in the description below to look at the article where I found this. So, here's from the ATP. It is an obligation for ATP players and related persons to refrain from engaging in conduct contrary to the integrity of the game of tennis. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. B, a player or related person that has at any time behaved in a manner severely damaging to the reputation of the sport may be deemed by virtue of such behavior to have engaged in conduct contrary to the integrity of the game of tennis and be in violation of the section. That seems pretty reasonable, right? D, a player or related person charged with a violation of criminal or civil law or any jurisdiction may be deemed by the virtue of such charge to have engaged in conduct contrary to the integrity of the game of tennis and the ATP senior vice president. Rules and competition may provisionally suspend such player or related person from further participation in ATP tournaments pending a final determination of the criminal or civil proceedings. This mostly relates, in my mind, to Basilashvili, who had the police called on him for a fight he had with him and his wife. He went to court and nothing happened after that, but the ATP didn't look into that as well. That was just kind of brushed under the rug, in my opinion. Violation of this section shall subject the player to fine up to $100,000 or suspension from play in the ATP or ATP Challenger tournaments for a period up to 3 years. And I agree with this article. If the allegations by Sharapova are even partly true, shouldn't Zverev's behavior be considered severely damaging to the reputation of the sport? Look, the ATP is the governing body of professional tennis players, and while tennis players are individual contractors, they still work for you, and you should still have some authority in telling them, okay, what you did was wrong, very wrong. If this is a top player, they should still be treated as someone in the 250 range. Yes, there's some, and we all know this in every sport, if you're at the top of the game, you get some leniency as to what happens at the bottom of the game. And that was kind of a conversation that happened with Djokovic and the umpire. Does he get leniency for being a top player? But this is not just a violation of player, it's a violation of law. It's a crime to hit and abuse someone else as a person. How do you... Hello, ATP! It really pisses me off, and I think the ATP really needs to do something about it, because this cannot be overlooked. And I say this in all my videos, but it just seems like the idea is just not getting through their heads that this is a real thing. Conduct an investigation. Figure out who's telling the truth. Zverev, contact them. Do something. That's all people are asking you to do. Sharapova has gone on the Racquet magazine, has talked to Ben Rothenberger, has had interviews. There is evidence out there that she is willing to provide. And Zverev needs to figure out what he needs to do next. And all these press conferences after matches, after the tournament, this championship speech that he gave after the Paris Masters tournament, you're digging a bigger hole for yourself. You cannot say, I'm going through a hard time right now. No shit. Come on. I mean, really? You're going through a tough time. I'm so sorry. Don't act like that towards women. The fact that his ex-girlfriend that is now pregnant with his child, I didn't know she was pregnant, nor did I know that she was not with him anymore. But don't you think there's some legitimacy to the fact that she's broken up with him after she's pregnant? There's a lot of evidence out there that Sharapova has provided and that you guys can look for yourselves down in the description below. I'll leave links to those and all that information, translations, everything like that you need to find out more about this situation. But please, I hope you guys have a safe week. I hope you guys have a safe day. Make sure you're staying safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Everyone stay 6 feet apart. Hope you guys are doing well. Take care, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching.